Aja. I'm coming at you today with a fresh face because I usually do not wear makeup to work, and I just got off work. Hold on, my lips dry. Better. Okay, so I really wanted to do this whole like jump rope challenge thing, and like my intention is, you know, I would jump rope for a certain amount of time and increase the amount of time each time. Like for example, last time that I showed you guys my jump roping, I did it for the amount of time of 3 songs. And then I was thinking that this week I would try and maintain jump roping for like 4 songs, and then like continue to increase each week. But the problem is that it's been snowing. Yesterday it snowed all day, and today it didn't snow, but the snow is still there. It's hella snow. I mean, I can try to show you later if I remember when I leave this place, because you know, I don't really want you guys to know where I live, so I can't like show you the view of all the snow that I'm looking at right now. But you just have to believe me, it's freaking cold, it's ice and it's snow, and I'm not taking off this coat, so I'm gonna still try to jump rope, but I kind of have a feeling that I'm not gonna be able to jump rope in this giant coat, and it's too cold. So in the event that I won't be able to complete my, you know, my hoped for challenge that I made for myself, let me just tell you guys a story time. In part 2 of my travel video, I was telling you guys that a tragic event very nearly occurred, and it was really scary, and I'm gonna tell you guys all about it. So when I was in Thailand with my sister, we went on this 7-island boat tour, and I didn't get a whole lot of footage to share with you guys because very honestly, a lot of the footage would have looked the same. It was a lot of beaches, a lot of beautiful white sand, beautiful blue water, a lot of like us just playing in the water, sunbathing, like nothing really interesting to watch. There was some snorkeling, but my camera's not waterproof, so I really couldn't show you guys the snorkeling. I begged my sister to send me her footage because she has a GoPro, but you know, I didn't get it, so I can't really show you guys that much from the event. And then a lot of it was just sitting on a boat drinking. So but the last part of our 7-island boat tour, the last part was right off of the edge of this one island. I don't know the name of it, I'm sorry. And the whole point of going there at night was to see these fluorescent fish. Like they glow in the dark, and they're like they're not microscopic because then you wouldn't see them. They're tiny things that just look like dots, and when you move your body in the water you can see glowing dots, and it looks really cool. And so that was why we had to go there at night. But funny thing about night, when the sun goes down, the tides of the ocean are stronger. I don't know why. I'm not a scientific person, but I'm pretty sure most people know this, and like it's a well-known fact, is that the ocean's tides and like currents and stuff are stronger when the sun goes down, and it's just the moon pulling shit. And yeah, but when we were getting in the water, they didn't warn people like, if you're not a strong swimmer, don't get in at this time. Or they don't warn people like, if you got kids, leave them on the boat. There was none of that. So obviously everybody assumes this is perfectly safe, this is gonna be great. The only warning we got was stay next to the boat, stay on the, what was it, left side, the right side, stay on this side of the boat, right? Sounds simple enough, okay, but we're snorkeling, which means you put your head down in the water. And you're looking and you're shaking your body so you can see these fluorescent fish and oh, it's so cool, it's so freaking cool, oh, so awesome. And then when you're bored of that, you pick your head up and you realize that you are really far away from the boat. Yeah, because you can't actually feel that current. Like, it felt like we were staying still. A lot of us thought the boat was moving. The boat was not moving. Our bodies were moving. Now, my sister and my dad taught me how to swim. So, I consider myself a pretty strong swimmer. But how about my sister had more trouble getting back to the boat than I did, and I did have trouble, okay? The three of us in my group, we were pretty strong swimmers, and so we were able to get ourselves, with great difficulty, back to the boat. And I mean that when I say great difficulty. It was not easy to get back to the boat. Very near to me and my sister when we actually realized that we weren't by the boat, very near to us was a mother and a child. There were these two Indian girls who came together. There was a bunch of other people from their same boat tour that were right next to us, you know? And then we decided we were gonna go back to the boat because, yeah, this is kind of strong pull. Actually, it's kind of difficult. Actually, let's hurry up and get to the boat before the boat is even farther away, right? But those people either didn't get the memo or weren't strong enough. Hey, it's Future Aja. I'm editing this video right now from my bedroom, and it just occurred to me while I'm editing that might be a little misleading. It makes us sound like we were like, oh wow, this is dangerous, and then we ditched those people. There was no like indication for us that this was dangerous still. We were just like, it's kind of hard to stay near the boat. Let's go back to the boat. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if the boat was moving or not. So we just decided to go back to the boat just because we were ready to be done. But we still didn't realize at this moment that there was any danger. And so I don't want you to think that we were just ditching everybody else to go through the danger on their own. We didn't realize still. We thought that everything was still just as it's supposed to be. And then they caught this current that was going, not even where we were in the light current, but they got caught up in the stronger current that was going like out to sea. And then they were nowhere to be found. Now when we got back to the boat, there was confusion, there was chaos, there was, where is my family? Where is my family? There were people really worried because their family was not back on the boat or anywhere we could see. And we came to the conclusion that 2 people were missing. 2 people did not appear to have gotten back on the boat. But was any of this communicated? I mean, did the captain or the people leading the tour, did anyone tell us what was going on? No, they did not. So they just kind of tried to figure it out on their own, I guess. And then the boat starts moving. We don't see any of these people. We know they're still missing. But here we are, leaving like 20-30 minutes later without them. So that was freaky. But apparently, all the people who did not make it onto the boat, they did make it to find each other. So they're all holding on to each other so that they're in one big long string of people who got swept away by the tide, and the rescue boats went out and found them. But what's important to note there is that the rescue boats were looking for 2 people. There were like 15 of them. There was actually 2 tours of people missing, but from our boat alone there was like 6 or 7 people missing. There was no 2 people. I don't know why they were looking for 2 people, but they were wrong. And it just goes to show that like safety hazards and standards of, you know, protocol, that kind of stuff, it's not the same everywhere. And that's not to say don't go to Thailand, it's not safe, because because that's not true at all. But what I will say is make sure you use some of your own, you know, decision-making skills when you want to do these kind of things, because they're not gonna tell you about everything. All right, now fortunately in this situation all the people were found and they were rescued, and they were waiting for us when our boat arrived, because our boat's not as fast as a safety rescue boat, whatever. So cool, we got to see that they were in fact safe and sound, you know. That's wonderful news. But what if the boats didn't find them? Or what if they didn't think to like hold on to each other, and then they weren't all together when the boats did come looking for 2 people? Then whoever was not attached wouldn't have been found, because they would have thought they found everyone. So that's pretty scary. Also, I just still can't understand why they didn't think to tell us, like, if you're not a strong swimmer, don't get in the water at night. Now, I mean, I, like everybody else, just assumed it was safe, you know? It should have been safe, but it wasn't. And it could have been a lot worse than it really was. So, lesson of the story is always use your own discernment, especially when abroad, because you never know. Okay, so that's it for my little story time. I'm gonna go back there and attempt to do some jump roping with my coat on. It's freaking cold. I hope there's no ice. And if it's not successful, it's not successful. I'll try again tomorrow. Hopefully it won't be this cold tomorrow. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. So, bye. God knows how I grew when my eyes were full of you. So much I couldn't. Darn it, I didn't want it to be doable, but it's totally doable. So I'm gonna put on the music and I'm gonna actually do this exercise.